Hi guys, Harry here from Colour Pencil Reviews. Thanks very much for joining me this evening. As you can see, I've got a review of the Faber Castell Polychromos. Now, I wasn't really going to be doing a review of these. I kind of thought that with all the reviews that are out there at the minute, there wasn't really that much I could say about these that hasn't already been said. But I've been getting a lot of requests, people asking me to do review of the Polychromos, and I suppose at the end of the day maybe people think I can just give a slightly different perspective on a certain product or whatever, and obviously there's new people coming into the medium, and perhaps maybe I don't know, that they've come to my channel first, and so they've maybe not seen other reviews of them, but nevertheless I've been getting a lot of requests to do a review of these, so I'm going to do it. And in particular, one person who's been asking me quite a bit to get this review out has really wanted me to get it out before Christmas, because I think that this person is trying to get somebody else to buy them a set for Christmas, and I think that the review is going to help nudge the person who's going to be forking out the money for them to get them this for Christmas. So who am I to stand in the way of somebody getting a fantastic present like this for Christmas? Anyway, let's get on with the review. So as you can see here, this is the 120 set. First of all, Faber Castell is a German company, just in case you were wondering. They do fantastic products, art products. You can go across to their website and see the whole range of different products that they do. Actually, if you were to look at all the high-end colour pencil artists that are out there at the minute, and if you were to sit down and talk to them, you would probably find that at least 99% of them use either the Faber Castell Polychromos or the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils as their kind of go-to pencil. They'll use other things, but they will be their main tools that they use in creating some of the fantastic artwork that they create with colour pencils. And so, if these top-end artists, if they don't have either the Polychromos or the Caran d'Ache, then they'll have both of them. So, if you're really interested in colour pencil and it's a medium that you're passionate about, or you want to get into, or you're just new to it or anything like that, then you are not going to go too far wrong if you are interested in getting the Faber Castell Polychromos pencil. And hopefully this review will give you a little bit more of an insight into what the pencil can achieve and that type of thing. So let's get into it. So as you open up the set, you can see here right away, the range of colours in this set is fantastic. Loads of greys, cool and warm type greys, lots of fantastic flesh colours. You lift this tier out, comes in 3 tiers. 120 is their highest range. I think I've already said that. There's just a couple of pencils missing here, but that's because I use those for demonstration later on in the review. Let's lift this one out as well, and that's the final tier down at the bottom, so you can see lots of beautiful magentas and purples and reds and that type of thing. So that's the full set, the full spectrum of colours that is in the 120 set. Now, in terms of all the different sets that are available with the Polychromos, it comes in sets of 12, 24, 36, 60 and 120. You can also get some Faber Castell from time to time bring out some really exclusive sets. They've just brought one out called the Carl, and I mean, it is the most beautiful thing you can imagine an art product being. I've got some images going across the screen now of the Carl, but like I say, they come out in limited editions. There's like 2,500 of these, I think. They had one before a few years ago, a similar type of set thing, that had all the Faber Castell products in it. So these are all the different sets that are available. The next thing is, with these pencils, if you have a look at some of these sets in the tier here that I'm showing you, you can see that some of these pencils have got barcode stickers still on them. That's because they've been bought individually in open stock. So one thing I would advise if you're looking about getting the Faber Castell Polychromos, in fact any pencil, is if you can afford to get the largest set, go for the largest set, especially if those pencils come in open stock, and the Faber Castell Polychromos do. The reason being is because once you have that set, you have it for life. As you run done on one pencil, then you just replace it with another one. This set is I don't know, about 6 or 7 months old. You can see yourself there how many pencils I've had to replace. And the set itself actually really looks still brand new, with the exception of a few pencils that are shorter than the others, but they do get replaced, and that is the beauty about getting a full set. I mentioned earlier on, I think, that I had the 60 set. It was the first set that I bought. I had it for about a week, and then I ended up going out and getting the 120 set because I just couldn't. It was just driving me nuts not having the full set, and I didn't really see the point in having the 60 set. And like I said, only if your budget will allow it, but sometimes it might even be worth just hanging on that extra month or so, saving that little bit of extra money to get the bigger set. But that's, you know, that's a personal preference, and it's entirely up to yourself which way you want to go when it comes down to that type of thing. So the actual pencil itself, in terms of the dimensions of the pencil, it is a 3.8mm core. Now one of the kind of like the really renowned things about the Faber Castell Polychromos is the fact that it's an excellent detail pencil. The core holds a point for a very long time. It's a really strong core as well, so for sharpening and things like that, you can't go wrong with it. In fact, with all these pencils that I've had, I've sharpened them all the way down to the very end, and not one of them has broke on me yet. So with the core being 3.8 the barrel is around about 8mm, and as you can see here, it's a round barrel as well. Now, I know a lot of people say, you know, what does the pencil feel like, and it sounds like an odd thing to tell somebody, but the balance of this pencil, it looks, you know, a pencil's a pencil, but the balance of it is fantastic. Whenever you go to use it and stuff like that, the weight in the pencil is fantastic. As far as I'm aware as well, Faber Castell have something it's either in the pigment, in the core, or in the binder that prevents the pencil from breaking and shattering, which I think gives the pencil the extra dimension, because normally with a core of 3.8mm, you wouldn't expect it to have an 8mm barrel. You would expect the barrel to be slightly thinner, but that's not the case with the Faber Castell Polychromos. It's a beautiful pencil, nice and sturdy, and that's it. If you have a look here at the front of these pencils, you get an idea of the type of point that I'm talking about, and like I said, these points last. Also, along the side of the pencil, on one side here you have where the company is made, so in Germany. Just along a little bit it says Polychromos, which is obviously the type of pencil it is, because Faber Castell do other things like the Albic Dur, which is the watercolour pencil. Further on down towards the end of the pencil here, then you have the Faber Castell logo, which is the 2 horses. Then after that it just says Faber Castell, and right at the very end you've got this beautiful gold band which just brings you right to the very end of the pencil. A lot of colour pencils have just the colour of the pigment, of the core on the end tip of the pencil, but the entirety of the pencil indicates the colour of the core, which some artists like and some artists not so much. But if you have a look down here as well, it gives you the name of the colour, which a lot of artists are looking, and it gives it in 2 languages as well, so it's a little bit like the current Ice Luminance pencils in that respect. Right at the very end here you've got a code, and that code corresponds to the pigment colour. So whenever you're ordering pencils in open stock, you can either just request it by the name of the colour or by the code. And then right at the very top of that code, you can just about make out 3 little stars on this pencil, but this star rating system that they have is obviously the Lightfast. Now these pencils are incredibly lightfast, which is the reason why a lot of the top end artists use it. If you have a look at these pencils, one's got 3 stars and the other one's got 2 stars. And it's very important that the rating, the Lightfast rating is on the pencils individually, because it's all very well and good saying that yes, the pencils are Lightfast, they've gone through the testing and stuff like that, but the pencils themselves have different levels of Lightfastness. As you can see here, one is 3 stars, the other one is 2 stars, and some of the high-end colour pencil artists will actually try to avoid the 1-star Lightfast rating pencils if they can, because obviously that is going to diminish their work whenever they're putting it out for archival purposes. So it's that particular colour may not last long, and if you've got a painting that needs a lot of a particular colour, and that colour that you choose is got a 1-star rating for Lightfastness, then maybe 10 or 15 years down the line that it's going to be very noticeable in the painting that one of the pigments has started to fade. So that's why it's important for the Lightfast, I feel in any case, for the Lightfast ratings to be on the pencils individually. Okay, so as you can see at the top here, the first row of colours is just one single light layer, and you can see there the vibrancy of the colour already. The next layer down has got 5 light layers, and these pencils seem to really lend themselves well to layering. Some pencils not so much. You tend to find that the wax based pencils, this is the Faber Castell Polychromos, are an oil based pencil, which is the reason why their core holds a point for quite a long time, because it's quite a hard core. But as you can see here, that doesn't interfere with the vibrancy of the pigment or anything like that. So as you can see here in the second one, this is 5 light layers just applied on top of each other. You can still see a little bit of the tooth of the paper through the colour, but it's the colour itself is still very vibrant. Then if you go down to the next layer, that's just one single heavy layer of colour, and you can see there that the tooth of paper has been pushed down. You can't see any of the paper through the colour, but it's very, very bright. Now if we look going down here to the next test, this is a blending test. The top layer here, the top 3 colours, red, yellow and blue, have got just dry blending, so I've just blended them with the actual pencils that I've used to create the colours. And then further on down, the next test has got some solvent blending, so you can see here that the blue and yellow has created a really nice green, and the red and yellow have created a nice orange. But of course, obviously, the more layers you apply on this here, the better the colour is going to be in the blending. So if you have a look down here, I've applied one light layer of red and then one heavy layer of blue, and you can see here these two here were created with the battery eraser, the Derwent battery eraser, and then over here these erasing marks were created with the Tombow mono eraser. So you can see that the pigment will lift off relatively well, relatively easy, still giving you some lights for if you're creating certain marks on your... Okay, so as always, I test the colours on some black paper. This is Winsor & Newton black paper, and as you can see here that the colours are really actually quite opaque on this paper, which is strange because all in all the Faber Castell Polychromos, the pigment is quite translucent whenever you put it down on when you're working on your artwork, which is the reason why it really lends itself well to layering. But whenever you put it down on this black paper, you can see yourself that the colour is quite strong and vibrant. Comes out really quite well, so that's good. Also, these pencils work really well with adult colouring books. Now, I've gone through this before. I've only got one adult colouring book. I know there's many different types out there with many different types of paper, but the type that I have, the name of it will be on the screen now. These pencils really work well with this particular type of paper. It's not a really dead toothy paper or anything like that, but it is got a little bit of tooth on it, and it works well with it. Also, the image that you're seeing on screen now, as I'm making this video, I can't remember the name of the person who created this image originally. I seen it in Coloured Pencil magazine. I think it was back in 2014, the June or August issue. One of the featured artists in the magazine had created this beautiful drawing of this horse, and so I tried to copy it, and I used the Faber Castell Polychromos pencils for my drawing. So it gives you a little bit of an indication as to what you can achieve with these pencils. So in conclusion, the Faber Castell really speaks for itself. When you look at all these high-end colour pencil artists and they are using these pencils, you know that it's a good pencil, otherwise they wouldn't be using it. And you can see the results that these people can get with these pencils. They really are phenomenal. In my opinion, I would definitely say that it is a very, very strong contest between these and the Luminance. But then again, the Luminance and the Faber Castell Polychromos are two different pencils, really. And so they both work really well together. If you're looking on getting a set of these, the sets, I've already ran out the sets that you can get 12, 24, 36, 60 and 120. And the prices for this is really quite reasonable as well. The pencils that you're going to be getting as well, open stock, are going to be costing around about, here in the UK in any case, these pencils will cost you, I think it's about £1.65 for one pencil. And for the 120 set, if you're looking to get the 120 set, depending on where you shop really, you're talking about £120, £125 for the full 120 set. So it really all depends on where you're having a look around. Anyway guys, that's really about it for this particular review. I don't think there's anything else I can say about these pencils that hasn't already been said. But if you've got any questions that you want to ask me, by all means do so. You can just send me an email or put some comments in the section down below. But anyway, thanks very much for stopping by the channel and supporting me. Don't forget, you can get a written version of this review over at Colour Pencil Reviews. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. The links will be in the description box below. And finally, if you like the video or you think you might know somebody that will benefit from it, please just like it or comment on it and share and subscribe. I really appreciate all your support and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Thanks very much guys. Bye.